Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again on Sunday night for the NMNTS ARCA Series presented by Disabled Military Vets Racing. We are going to be turning 200 laps tonight at Lanier National Speedway. It is a 0.38 mile, 4-turn short oval. We're going to have about 17 drivers on the track tonight. Looks like it should be pretty fun. I am Tom Vanos with No Brakes TV. Tom Jenks up in the booth running the cameras, and Mr. Dewey Rozelle also in the booth with me tonight calling the race. Dewey, how you been? Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to getting tonight's event going here at Lanier. It's one at a time and qualifying here this evening. The track being so short, don't want to run into any issues with everybody on the track. As qualifying should be getting underway here in about 10-15 seconds.
We've had some pretty exciting little bit of racing here for these guys, Dewey. We got, I think Terry Mason is in the field tonight, and he is still leading the points for the ARCA Series.
Looks like the first car out on the track should be the number 13 of PJ Popham. Ryan Broderick and Zach Lindgren were scheduled to go out before him. Both of them have chosen to start at the end of the tail for the drop of the green flag. Again, we're at Lanier National Speedway here this evening. I know there's been a lot of talk going on in the iRacing world as Lanier was converted over to a dirt track here a couple weeks ago. Everybody been running sprint cars, late models, and modifieds all over this racetrack, as it used to be a dirt track a long time ago before it was a paved oval.
That is a pretty interesting little track, Dewey. These guys are going to have to be pretty smooth on the throttle on the exit of these corners. They get back to the gas too soon, they're going to find their rear ends just whipping out from under them. It's a pretty interesting track, but I understand if you back up your corners quite a bit and you're able to get a straight turn off the exit and head towards the start-finish line on the front and the middle of the backstretch on the back, you should be able to handle this course pretty easily.
And you'll see all the drivers lining up there on pit road, getting in order for qualifying. 13 of PJ Popham is right there at the exit of pit road. He will be the first one onto the track. And he will be followed by the 26 of Matt Skipper.
Dewey, a couple drivers that we're going to have missing tonight that are pretty much series regulars for the ARCA Series is the number 7 of Tyler Justin, as well as the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. They are currently on a little bit of a vacation right now, and they went to attend the real race of Talladega Motor Speedway this afternoon.
13 of PJ Popham loops it immediately coming off of turn number 2 as he exits pit road. Massive damage to the 13. He's going to try and take a time. We'll see what he can put down here.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was one of the things I was talking about. You coming out of the pit road, and it's an instant turn. You get back to the grass too hard, like PJ Popham did there. He was spun right out and caught himself in the wall. Looks like he is going to be able to get a time, even with a smoking motor. I don't know how far he's going to be able to stay up on the charts with this kind of a lap, but he will not have to start from the back.
And PJ with no time on the clock. Damage to the car did not register.
Looks
Next
like
out, the
we are
26 Matt Skipper.
on board with the PSI TV 26 Chevrolet Impala for Matthew Skipper. That is a pretty quick lap for a first lap out here qualifying, Dewey. The quickest time in practice was a 13:171. Well, Matt Skipper was able to come on top with a 13:197. That will be the quickest of his 2 laps with number 1.
Now on track, we have the 90. That'll be Robbie Buckner.
Getting ready to follow him out here momentarily will be the 72 of Kenneth Younts.
First lap for Robbie Buckner. His quick times, he almost loops it in 1 and 2, able to hold on. That'll be his qualifying time of 13:185 for the 90 of Robbie Buckner.
Coming on the track now in the Yankee Rose Chevrolet Impala SS, driving the number 72 car, Kenneth Younts. Gets a little loose on entry. You'll see if he can hold on to it on exit. His first best practice lap this afternoon was a 13:418 in practice. We'll see if Ken's able to improve on that number. First lap was a 13 with a 5.84. He's coming around for a second lap, coming by the start-finish line here momentarily, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up his qualifying run. And he does improve to a 13.327, good enough for third quickest.
Next out in the number 5, that is Jason Alexander. Very loose in turn 1, able to gather it back up out of turn number 2 here. Jason's first lap as he comes across the stripe is a 14.417. That's 4th quick, but the second lap looks to be better than the first as he was nice and smooth in 1 and 2. Officially clocks in 13.474, 4th quick.
Now coming on the track, ladies and gentlemen, the number 17 Chevrolet Impalas for No Brakes TV and Segment Done Graphics, Alan Westman out of Gisborne, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. He was able to put up a pretty decent time during practice as a 13.331. We'll see if he can improve on that time and move his way up the board.
Alan looking for a good finish here in the NMNTS. He's been close a couple times, run into some bad luck, but Alan trying to change around here at Lanier National Speedway. First lap is quick time, 13.136 for Alan Westman.
And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, for Alan Westman's second lap. He finishes with a 13.136. Coming on the track now, also from HRL Motorsports, Derek Robinson, the Canadian, in the 818 Chevy Impala SS, as he comes by to take the green flag. Derek Robinson come by this time by his first lap is a 13.628, good enough for 6th quickest as he gets into turn 1 and just gets a little bit loose, and he'll back down and be 1 and done. Now coming back on the track is the number 74 of Jesse Mason in the Lipton Iced Tea Chevy Impala SS. 74, Jesse Mason turns in his first lap of a 13.397, good enough for 5th quickest. Looks like this lap on exit, he is able to get back to the gas a little bit earlier. He does improve to a 13.321 for a 4th quickest time.
Next out in the number 75 machine, that will be Terry Mason.
Terry Mason in the Project 9 line. Impala SS is our current points leader here in the NMNTS ARCA Series, presented by Military Vets, Wounded Military Vets Racing. Excuse me, Disabled Military Vets Racing.
Terry's first lap was a 13.244. That is 4th quick. Trying to improve here on lap number 2. Really pushing it out of 4. Almost loops it. Does hit the inside wall. First lap will be the quickest, 13.244.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming on the track in the Johnson & Johnson No More Tears Chevrolet Impala is the number 62 of David Heiser from HRL Motorsports. Practice, David was able to put up a 13.237, so if he's able to match that time or improve whatsoever in this practice, that should move him up towards close to the top 3, top 4 starting pot. First lap is good enough for quick time, ladies and gentlemen. 13.129, one and done for David Heiser.
Great lap as he almost lost it as he was coming out of 4. Next out in the number 81 PSI EV machine, that is Andrew Cardinale. Andrew's first lap, 13.329. That is 8th quick on the board currently.
That will keep the 81 car right where he's at with the 13.329 will be his best qualifying lap, meaning he will be starting currently 8th. Now on the track in the BA Graphics Chevy Impala SS, the number 118, number 114 of Jared Beasley. His first lap will be good enough for 10th quickest at a 13.505. He's going to have to pick up quite a bit to move up in the standings of this qualifying session if he can do it here on this lap. And he will stay with a 13.505, good enough for 10th quickest. Now coming on the track is the number 12 of Corey Walters.
Corey slides through turns 1 and 2. First lap going to be a little bit slower than what he wanted. Oh, able to hold on out of 4, but that's going to do it for qualifying. 14.479 will be the time for the 12 of Corey Walters. The 19 of Mike Bruno is out on the track now.
SimSpec PC Towers, one of our primary sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out at simspecpc.com. Mike Bruno in the number 19 SimSpec gets loose. Oh, and he winds up into the wall, just barely getting to the start-finish line. He just got a little loose and it just snapped back left when he tried to correct.
Last car on the racing surface to take time here this evening is the 66 of Bradley Wilson. He comes around to take the green flag right now. He was 4th quick in practice, 13.211. Almost loses it off at turn number 2, able to gather it back in. Gonna have to try again here in the second lap. 13,299 for Bradley Wilson, 6th quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up qualifying tonight. Our SimSpec PC Tower Pole winner number 62 from HRL Motorsports, David Heiza. Dewey, were you able to catch up with David?
Well, David, congratulations on the pole award here this evening. Lanier seems to be tricky for these guys, but you got it figured out and put yourself for P1 to start this race.
Yeah, it is pretty tricky. I got, we'll say, a little bit lucky on that lap. I was just trying to cross the line as fast as I could. And I was able to keep it straight and ended up on the pole.
Yeah, one heck of a job, Dave. A good pole award for HLR Motorsports and yourself. Looks like you guys are 1 and 2 right now, so it'll be interesting to see how long you can keep it out there. It looks like you're gonna have to be pretty smooth on the throttle coming out of the exit of these turns tonight. Is what I saw in practice.
Yeah, you're correct there. Throttle control is that's what the name of the game will be tonight. So as long as I take it easy, we should be okay.
Sounds good. Congrats on the pole award. Anybody you want to thank?
Want to thank all my teammates at HRL Motorsports. We just keep getting better as a team. We started out a little slow at the beginning of the year, picking it up now, and want to thank Bradley and Michael for running the league, and Ken and you guys for broadcasting.
All righty, David. Well, thanks for joining us here. We'll let you get everything ready to go for 200 laps around Lanier. Good luck this evening, sir.
All right, thank you.
Well, you just heard from your pole sitter in the 62, David Heiza, as we should be getting ready to go here for 200 laps around Lanier National Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have it there. It looks like we are going to have a pretty exciting race. We got 17 drivers on the track right now who are going to be running 200 laps here at Lanier National Speedway. Our starting grid is going to look like this. You're going to have on the pole David Heiza in the number 62. Outside row 1 will be Alan Westman in the number 17. Inside row 2, Robbie Buckner in the number 90. Outside row 2 will be the 26 of Matt Skipper. Inside row 3, Terry Mason in the number 75. Outside row 3, Bradley Wilson in the number 66, followed by Jesse Mason and Kenneth Yellis in the next row. Inside row 5, Andrew Cardinale, and outside in the 10th position will be Jason Alexander. Jason will be followed by in the inside of row 6 by Jared Beasley in the 114. Derek Robinson in the 818 will occupy outside row 6 in the 12th starting position. Corey Welters will be starting in 13th. Mike Bruno will be in 14th with Christopher Matthews in 15th and Mr. Ronald White in 16th. In 17th will be the number 16 of Michael Redding, Mr. Evil Knievel. And in 17th, the number 13 of PJ Popham. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us here on YouTube tonight. Make sure you take a moment to give us a like and a thumbs up on the broadcast. We're looking forward to bringing you everything we can here. We got 200 laps of exciting racing here tonight. Well, Dewey, under the lights here at Lanier, it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting race. Should be a lot of fun. What do you think we got going on tonight?
Should be a good race. Everybody just needs to really be easy on the throttle and try and take care of their car for 200 laps here this evening.
We've been seeing quite a few long green flag runs from these boys here in the NMNTS series across all three racing series tonight in the ARCA, the Trucks, and the Grand Nationals. It's a little tougher track. It is a really short track of less than 4/10 of a mile, so it'll be interesting to see how patient these boys are going to be tonight and if they're going to be able to hang on to those cars. I know we got a pretty slippery track out here tonight, especially on exits of turns, so it'll be interesting to see what happens as this race progresses. These tires start to fall off on these ARCA cars. See who's going to be able to hold on when these corners start getting really slick.
We got cars moving on the racetrack. That means one thing. We're getting ready to go here at Lanier. Gonna be 200 laps of fast-paced action. You gotta think with all these cars out here, they're doing 13-second lap times. Things happen in a hurry. With that being said, David Heise and Alan Westman will be leading you to the green flag here this evening. Pace car pulls in, the green is out, and we are underway at Lanier. David Heise with a great start to this race, pulls out to a pretty good lead as a 26 of Matt Skipper in the wall on the front straightaway.
Yeah, it's going to cost points.
Kenneth Younts around a big pile up here in turns 1 and 2. Looks like all the chaos started from Matt Skipper being in the wall. The 66 of Bradley Wilson went to the inside. The 74 of Jesse Mason was there, and the 81 of Andrew Cardinale was there. And it looks like 74 of Jesse Mason spun, clipped the 81 of Andrew Cardinale. Jason Alexander with nowhere to go plows into the front of the 74. And Kenneth Younts in the 72 looped it around in turns 1 and 2. Already chaos here early in this race at Lanier. On the start of the race, the 62 of David Heise got a great start. Pulled out to a 4 or 5 car length lead. Robbie Buckner was able to sneak by Alan Westman for that second spot. And I'm sure David Heise did not want to see that caution. With such a great start that he had, he could have just continued to open up the lead, as he seems he's got this place figured out over everybody else right now.
Yeah, dude, that was something else. Great start by David Heise. Here's one thing that's going to happen on this restart. Look at David Heise will be bringing us back to green. Robbie Buckner will be second, but then you got the HRL Motorsports, our outside pole sitter. Alan Westman has been able to drop down to the inside. So it looked like the inside lane definitely moved a lot quicker than the outside on that restart, Dewey. And once they got going, the inside is where everybody wanted to be. That being said, that should give Heise and Westman, both HRL teammates, an opportunity to jump out to a decent-sized lead if their communication is good on the restart.
Your fourth place starter, Matt Skipper, in the 26, just got loose out of 4. Got up into the outside wall, able to keep it going in the right direction, but it was a mad dash behind him to try and figure out where you needed to be, and that brought out our caution. So here we go. Lights are out on the pace car, the green is out, and we're back underway. Alan Westman looking at the inside of Robbie Buckner. That battle is for second. Jared Beasley right behind him. But look who has snuck his way up to 6th. That is Mike Bruno. Started in 14th. Caution. The 90 of Robbie Buckner around. Alan Westman got to his inside out of turn 4. Robbie Buckner just loses it. Gets a little bit of help from the 114 of Jared Beasley, who had nowhere to go. And that's a tough break for Robbie Buckner, as he was running very, very well here early in this race.
That was exactly it. We went back, took a look at that replay at the number 90. Robbie Buckner just got a little bit back to the throttle a little too soon and got caught up, got a little loose, and the 114 gathered him up.
Mike Bruno in the number 19 worked his way back to the 5th position, and he is still marching forward. Keep your eye on the 19. He was very fast in practice here this evening. Had a tough break on the qualifying, but he's got that car dialed in right now. Right now, your top 5, 62 of David Heise still in the lead. Alan Westman in 2nd. 114 of Jared Beasley in 3rd. 75 Terry Mason 4th. And the 19 of Mike Bruno is running 5th as the lights are out on the pace car. And we are going green next time by. Robbie Buckner is on pit road still. Probably has a lot of damage he needs to fix on that machine. Pace car pulls in. David Heise is on the hammer. We're back underway here at Lanier.
Definitely the inside line's where you're going to want to be on the bottom of these corners, Dewey, but some of these drivers are able to hold on the second groove and make up some positions as they move around the tracks.
Alan Westman trapped on the outside right now. 114 of Jared Beasley got by. The 19 of Mike Bruno cracks into the top 3, and he is right on the bumper of Jared Beasley. Watch the number 19 as he is marching his way towards the lead here. Jared Beasley, he also started 11th, so some big movers here early on at Lanier. Caution is out. Looks like Bradley Wilson looped it around on the front straightaway here. And I'm sure the 114 of Jared Beasley did not want to see that caution come out. So that will trap him on the outside for this restart. And starting inside row number 2, The 19 of Mike Bruno.
Yeah, do we definitely see in this track is slick tonight on the exit of these corners. Some of these drivers are struggling to get back to the throttle to try not to lose any positions, and when that's happening, just getting after it a little too hard, and that rear end just breaks free.
David Heise will restart as your leader. He has led every lap so far here this evening. Jared Beasley will be to his outside. Mike Bruno inside row 2 to his outside, 17 of Alan Westman. Restarting in 5th is Terry Mason, who has sat in 5th since the start of this race, just trying to keep his nose clean, continue to lead the points here with the ARCA Series.
Talked about it earlier, Dewey. One heck of a move by the 19, moving his way all the way up from the 14 starting part. Now running 3rd. He has been fast as can be, coming through the field that quick. And he will be starting on the 2nd row inside of the 17 of Alan Westman. We got Jared Beasley on the high side of the 114, so we're going back green. Here we go.
Pace car pulls in. David Heise back on the gas, and the green is out. A great start by Jared Beasley as he looked to take the lead in turns 1 and 2. Into turns 3 and 4, the 114 dives to the bottom in front of the 62. You have a new leader. That is the 114, Jared Beasley. Jared Beasley loses it off of turn 2, loops it around, caution is out.
Tough break for the 114. He was just doing everything he could to try to avoid PJ Popham, who was stopped down on the bottom when the caution came out. As Jared was diving into turn 3, looking to come around, and he just had nowhere to go. He had to save his car. Well, Dewey, that will bring David Heise back to the lead on that spin.
David Heise is the leader. Mike Bruno will restart in the 2nd position. Restarting in 3rd, the 17 of Alan Westman. Restarting 4th, the 75 of Terry Mason. And restarting in 5th is the 818 of Derek Robinson, who has come from the 12th starting position here this evening at Lanier. So a good job by Derek Robinson to make his way through the field here early. The lights are out on the pace car. Next time by the stripe, we will be going green. Pace car pulls in, and David Heise takes us back to the green flag, and we're back underway. A great restart by Mike Bruno in the 19. They're side by side for the lead down the back straightaway into turn 3. Mike Bruno dives down to the bottom. You have a new leader in the number 19, Mike Bruno. From 14th to the lead, a great move by Mike Bruno, getting a great restart. We have a good battle going on for 6th right now. That's between the 74 of Jesse Mason and the 26 of Matt Skipper. They've been side by side since the restart here, and they are both battling very hard. Right now, Matt Skipper able to get it from him, but Mason not going away, going to fight back on the outside once again. David Heise battling for the lead on the outside. Battle for the lead right now. David Heise trying to make the high side work, get around the 19 of Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno still with the momentum as he's going around the racetrack right now.
Looks like the 17 and the 818 are also trying to stick their nose in there, Dewey. But as we get back here a little bit further in the pack, we got the 81 down on the inside trying to get by. Looks like Jesse Mason.
The top 5 are virtually running nose to tail right now. Nobody getting a real clear advantage here. David Heise still on the back bumper of Mike Bruno. Alan Westman sitting 3rd. Derek Robinson 4th. Terry Mason in 5th right now.
Definitely looks like the bottom's the place to be, Dewey, except for in the restarts. The guys on the outside have been getting a jump coming up the front stretch and have been able to get into one and get to the lead before the inside guys have been able to get back to them.
818 of Derek Robinson able to get around the 17 of Alan Westman. That was for 3rd position.
It's one thing about this track with high horsepower cars he's got on this 0.3 miles, Dewey. These guys have to be on the wheel paying attention every single lap. The slightest mistake is going to cost them at least 1 position out here.
Matt Skipper way up the racetrack running in 6th position. That's going to allow Andrew Cardinale to the inside. Looks like Andrew will take that spot. The 74 of Jesse Mason going to try and follow him right through. Once again, Matt Skipper, Jesse Mason battling side by side, as Jesse is not wanting to go away here on the high side. Big time wreck here on the straightaway. Bradley Wilson came up on the 5 of Jason Alexander, and the 72 of Kenneth Jones got the worst of that one, barrel rolling down the front straightaway along with the 66 of Bradley Wilson.
Yeah, that was something else, too. We went back and checked that replay on the 66 and the 5 getting together. Looked like the 5 just started to get a little bit loose corrected, started coming down the track just as the 66 was coming up underneath him, and he got to the back of him and turned him. Just a tough break for the 66 to get gathered up there. He was starting to make a run after getting into a self-spin earlier. This might end up putting him out.
That was definitely a big-time wreck there for the 72 of Kenneth Younts and the 66 of Bradley Wilson. It looks like the 5 of Jason Alexander still able to roll around the racetrack. Has quite a bit of front-end damage.
It's one thing about the short tracks in these cars, Dewey. You can put them through quite a bit, but if you damage the motor even a little bit, you're going to be expiring that motor pretty soon. But body damage is one thing. These guys can get around this track no problem whatsoever without all this, with as much body damage as they can. As long as they don't tear up the motor or the steering, they'll be just fine.
Lights are out on the pace car. That means next time by we're going green. Mike Bruno, David Heise. And here we go. Green is out. Great restart by the 19 of Mike Bruno. 818 of Derek Robinson sneaks under the 62 of David Heise. That's for second. David going to try and get him back here in 3 and 4. A great battle here as Alan Westman is under fire from the 75 of Terry Mason.
It's like the 5, Jason Alexander, drove it in just a little too deep into turn 3. He pushed up the track, but he's going to have time to gather it back and hold on to his position. There's the 13 and the 12. Look like they were mired in a battle back in the 9th and 10th place position.
818 of Derek Robinson running a second way too high up the racetrack. That opens the door for the 62 of David Heise to get back by him. As they come off of turn number 4, David Heise will retain second position. Derek Robinson third, Alan Westman fourth. Andrew Cardinale works by on the outside of the 75 of Terry Mason. That's for fifth.
Looks like 17 allowed the 8-18, his teammate, to get back in, sandwich between those guys running 2, 3, and 4 right now for HLR Motorsports. Pretty good gentlemanly move and a teammate move right there by the 17, Alan Westman, as he's getting run down bumper to bumper by the 81 of Andrew Cardinale.
Right now, Mike Bruno still leads. David Heise in second. Derek Robinson running it in third. Derek's been trying a different line out there, kind of moving one lane up in the corners. See if that doesn't make up any time. Right now, the 81, Andrew Cardinale, the inside of the 17 of Alan Westman for fourth.
That was it right there. Alan just 3 corners ago just made a little bit of a mistake, got in a little too deep, and he pushed up the track. That allowed the 81 to get his nose underneath on the bottom to make that pass. And that little mistake right there cost Alan Westman in the 17 2 positions, because the 74 got right in behind the 81 and followed him by. Looks like we're getting into a pretty decent green flag run, ladies and gentlemen. While I have a moment here, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, TN Designs and BA Graphics. And it looks like we have a car spinning on the backstretch. That looks like the number 13 of PJ Popham, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he is off the racetrack, so we will continue to stay green. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, before we had that little spin and a little action on the raceway, just a big shout out to our sponsors, TN Designs, BA Graphics, for being on board. Also want to have a big shout out to www.oilcanhancock.com. Go check them out at Oil Can Hancock's Quality Goods on that website. Use the shopping code THUNDER17, get yourself a little bit of discount. They got some pretty cool little fragrances they offer there. And last but definitely not least is we've been watching the 19 and the SimSpec PC Towers rig go by. SimSpec PC Towers, ladies and gentlemen, go see them at www.simspec.com. They do one heck of a job with PC Towers with regard to the sim world, whether you're going to be farming, flight, or driving. They can get you taken care of. They got all kinds of different products they can hook you up with. That being said, we are running around here. We've just completed lap 71 of 200. Mike Bruno still holding on to a short lead, followed by the 62 of David Heise, 81, Andrew Cardinale in third, 818, Derek Robinson in fourth. And rounding out your top 5 looks to be the number 74, Jesse Mason.
Andrew Cardinale into the back of the 62 of David Heisen, 3 and 4. Andrew Cardinale gets spun around as well. Caution is out. Andrew Cardinale got into the back of David Heisen, turn 1 and 2, down in 3 and 4. He hit him harder, but that time it sent him around, and Andrew Cardinale paid for it as he got looped around as well from the car behind him. A tough break for David Heisen. He was doing such a good job in this race, staying up front, and gets looped around here almost halfway through. David Heisen on pit road currently, probably trying to get some damage assessed here as quickly as possible. Got a couple of cars on pit road, 818 Derek Robinson, 17 of Alan Westman, both on pit road as well. So right now your top 5, the 19 of Mike Bruno, now inheriting second position is the 74 of Jesse Mason, right behind him, the 75 of Terry Mason. Then it would be from all the way from 15th, the 85 of Zach Lindgren, and Jared Beasley has worked his way back up to the 5th position as we are getting ready to go green here once again at Lanier. Pace car pulls in. Mike Bruno takes us back to green, and we are underway. Another great restart by the 19. Good battle for third. Jared Beasley and the 74 of Jesse Mason are duking it out right now. Jesse Mason trying to fight on the high side. We got a spinner in 1 and 2. '85 Zach Lindgren almost loops it around. This time he does loop it around, keeps it rolling. No caution. And we are underway still as the 75 of Terry Mason is closing the gap between him and Mike Bruno. And that battle for third is still raging on between Jesse Mason and Jared Beasley. We have a contact here on the front straightaway. Andrew Cardinale around. Caution is out. Andrew Cardinale here. Let's see. I'm watching the replay. As Heise was looking to his outside, and Cardinale just gets up into David Heise. Probably didn't know he was there, and that sent Cardinale for a spin. And that is why the caution is out once again here at Lanier. Hard to see that caution come out, as I was really enjoying the battle between Jesse Mason and Jared Beasley. And it looks like Jesse Mason will get the third position when the caution came out. But those two were having a heck of a battle for third, and everybody was just kind of trapped behind them as they were duking it out. We are 2x2 nose to tail once again. As they roll through turns 3 and 4, the green will be back out. Mike Bruno, Terry Mason to take you back to the green. Pace car is in. Mike Bruno's on the gas, and the green is waving. We're back underway. Alan Westman gets into the 74 of Jesse Mason in 1 and 2. Mason is looped around. He's going to put it back in the right direction and keep us under green. Alan Westman lost a lot of spots on that as he was hard on the brakes trying not to get into the 74.
Yeah, dude, that was just one of those racing deals. You saw him good and you bumped him, but he backed off right away just to give him space to try to catch it. Just started a chain reaction where a couple other cars got into the back of each other as well, but we stayed green as he spun her off down off the bottom of the track.
Great job here this evening. Oh, car into the wall. Caution is out. That's the 818 of Derek Robinson. He was currently running in the 4th position. Looks like he just looped it and it snapped back into the wall here on the front straightaway. Just as I was getting ready to talk about the man who was running in 5th, now 4th, the 92 of Christopher Matthews started in the tail. As almost all the leaders are coming on pit road, except for the 92 of Christopher Matthews. He will stay out, along with the 75 of Terry Mason. Christopher's done a great job of keeping his car clean and working his way through the field. As Alan Westman will stay out, he came down pit road a couple cautions ago.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Lucky Dog's going to be the number 62 of David Heise. He's going to get his lap back. That'll put him back on the lead lap.
And Christopher Matthews does come down pit road this time. Looks like when we go back underway, Terry Mason will be your leader. Alan Westman will restart in 2nd. 3rd will be the 85 of Zach Lindgren. 4th, Jason Alexander. And because he pitted not too long ago, the man who brought out the yellow, the 818 of Derek Robinson, will restart 5th. Mike Bruno was the first off pit road, then Jared Beasley, Andrew Cardinale, and then David Heise, who just got his lap back 9th, and Jesse Mason 10th. As the pace car pulls in, Terry Mason takes us back to green, and we are back underway.
Running nose tail 1, 2, 3. Looks like Terry Mason, Alan Westman, and Zach Lindgren, ladies and gentlemen. Running out your top 3 is you got Mike Bruno, the number 19, coming under the 5 of Jason Alexander. He'll be running 4th.
Right now, Alan Westman tried to peek to the outside of the 75 Terry Mason for the lead, did not have enough, so Alan Westman's going to bring it back down to the bottom groove as the 19 of Mike Bruno gets by the 85 Zach Lindgren and sets his sights on the front two cars.
Got a nice little battle going on back here. Looks like 13.
Oh, Alan Westman almost
and the
loses it.
114 of Jared Beasley.
Great save by the 17 of Alan Westman, but that surrenders second place to the 19 of Mike Bruno as Alan Westman is heading straight for the wall and somehow got back control of that 17 machine.
The goal right now for the 17, Alan, I think, is just get back in it, and he's just got to move and get back in a groove and stay as smooth as he can to try to reel those two drivers back in. He's got third place pretty well secured right now, but if he makes any more mistakes, he's going to have a lot of pressure by the 114 of Jared Beasley in no matter of no time at all.
The 19 of Mike Bruno gets under the 75 of Terry Mason, your new leader. The 19 of Mike Bruno once again.
David Heisen gets underneath the 5 of Jason Alexander going into turn 3. He's going to make that stick and come out and pick up that position as well as he tries to move to the bottom and get underneath the 13 of PJ Popham as well. David Heisen making his way back through the field as he went a lap down earlier from a self-spinning incident, but he's making progress now, ladies and gentlemen. He's moving his way back up well inside the top 10.
And PJ Popham was 10 laps down, giving David Heise fits there on the high side, but David finally able to clear him. The next car in front of him running in 5th is Andrew Cardinale. We'll have to keep an eye on that once they reach one another, as they have not wanted to play nice here this evening. A couple of racing incidents between those two. The 17 of Alan Westman looking for second underneath the 75 of Terry Mason, and Alan Westman will complete the pass.
Look on the backstretch there, Dewey. We had a spin by the number 90 of Robbie Buckner. He's able to gather it up, get it back going in the right direction, and get moving down. But that's going to cost him. He's going to end up going down the lap from that spin.
Well, 90 of Robbie Buckner, 62 laps down. He spun early. He's just trying to log some laps here this evening. Alan Westman with a slight mistake almost loses it, but he's going to lose 2 spots instead. Terry Mason and Jared Beasley's peek to the inside, and that will be for 3rd and 2nd position. Alan Westman needs to try and get down the line as Andrew Cardinale is right there to maybe peek underneath him and move him back to the 5th position.
Looks like we have 13 of PJ Popham just entering pit road, Dewey. Looks like he's going to come in for a pit stop, see if he can't get some fresh rubber and a full tank of fuel and get a little bit of damage repaired. In the meantime, the 17, Alan Westman, mired on the outside. He's got the 114 of Jared Beasley looking to his inside, and the 81 of Andrew Cardinale trying to follow his way through.
Now Alan Westman not going away on the high side as they're starting to catch the 75 of Terry Mason. And Alan Westman is doing a great job, one groove above the preferred line right now, as they are to the back bumper of Terry Mason, as they are trying to work on Corey Walters, who is 1 lap down right ahead of them, and that's going to allow the rest of these guys to boot back up at Terry Mason, and the battle for second is on.
Looks like 17, Alan Westman's figured something out in that second groove, dude. He's just been backing up his corners, watching him go. So he picks off the 114, gets by him. Now he's set his sights on the 75. Terry Mason, see if he can't make that work on the outside again.
Alan Westman looking to the outside of Terry Mason, doing a great job on the outside as he is going to clear him. And Andrew Cardinale and Jared Beasley are starting to think maybe Alan Westman has found something up there and they're going to try it for themselves. Jared Beasley gets around the outside of Terry Mason along with the 81 of Andrew Cardinale, and now David Heise going to try and get around the 75 of Terry Mason.
This time by Mike Bruno's lap time at 13.983 with Alan Westman running a 13.783, so he is 0.2 quicker. He's definitely found something on the high side, Dewey. Just come down to see how quick and how easy the 17 can get by the lap car. It looks like the number 12, Terry Mason. Excuse me, Corey Walters.
62 of David Heise loops it, and the caution is out. David just a little bit too much coming off the corner and spun her around. As David did work his way back up to the top 5 before that spin. Been a long night for the 62. Highest of highs and lowest of lows. And he's just trying to salvage the best finish he can get right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the top 3 cars wanted to see that caution come out at this time. Mike Bruno had some pretty solid lap times going on. So did the 17 of Alan Westman, as well as Jared Beasley and Andrew Cardinale. They were running pretty smooth up there, starting to pull away and make up some good time. I definitely don't think the 17 wanted to see that caution, as he's running about 0.2 quicker just before that self-spin of the 62 than the leader, Mike Bruno. Looks like when we go back to green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen, number 19, Mike Bruno in the SimSpec PC Towers rig will bring us to the green with Alan Westman on the outside, Jared Beasley on the inside of row 2, Andrew Cardinale in 81 on the outside of row 2 as well, starting in 4th. Jason Alexander will be on the inside row 3, and Corey Walters in the number 12 car will be on the outside row 3 in the 6th position. And we'll be going green, ladies and gentlemen, as the pace car pulls in. Green flag waves, and Mike Bruno on the gas, and he is off. He gets a great jump on the inside, allowing the 114 and Jared Beasley to pull up to the inside of Alan Westman. He thinks better of it, backs off, and Alan Westman's able to retain and hold on to 2nd position. 17's making that outside groove work in the 2nd lane. Coming on the exit, he's able to get back to the throttle just a little bit quicker and holding momentum through that corner. He's holding right up there with the 19 as they try to pull away from the 114 and the 81.
David Heise trying to battle his way back into the top 5. Looks to the inside of Jason Alexander. He is going to clear him. 75 Terry Mason going to follow through. Now David Heise back into the top 5 once again. contact. David Heise and Andrew Cardinale, and Andrew Cardinale around. Yellow is out. It looks like David Heise was trying to get to the inside of Cardinale, give him a little bit of a tap. And that was all she wrote for the 81 as he looped it around. That right there is just a product of short track racing. You'll see that all over the country at small tracks like this and dirt tracks throughout the nation. That is just something that is normal when you come to a short track. Mike Bruno is still your leader, running in second, the 17 of Alan Westman. Third is the 114 Jared Beasley. Fourth will be the 62 of David Heise. Fifth is the 75 of Terry Mason.
Well, Dewey, we have got 145 laps of 200 completed with about 56 to go. We've had 10 cautions so far tonight for 48 laps currently. It looks like we're going to pick up a couple more laps under this caution. But for the most part, in this short track, these boys have held onto their cars pretty good. A few minor incidents here and there and a couple self-spins. That's to be expected. This track gets pretty greasy, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where you're seeing a lot of these cautions coming off. These cars exiting the corners are getting their tires a little bit loose, and they just whip right around. That being said, we're getting ready to go back to green. I'll leave the call for Dewey Lorzell.
Pace car pulls in. Mike Bruno set to restart the race. He is back on the gas. The green is out, and we're back underway here at Lanier. Alan Westman gets a great restart on the outside. And look at David Heise trying to power around the outside of 114 of Jared Beasley. Alan Westman is all over the 19 of Mike Bruno, and there's a good battle right behind them between David Heise and Jared Beasley. That will be for the third position. David Heise loose in turns 3 and 4, and he's not going to be able to save it. He gets into the inside wall, loops the 75 of Terry Mason. Terry probably had no idea what was going on.
Another one of those racing incidents, just a short track type of deal tonight, Dewey. Like I said, you got just a little bit loose, did everything you could to save it, gathered up the 75, unfortunately for him. But right now, we got a 3-car battle starting to develop up front. You got the 19 of Mike Bruno, who's just leading lap after lap, and Alan Westman in the 17 trying to put on as much pressure as he can.
The higher up at this track you go, the more momentum is required to be faster than the bottom lane. As the 114 of Jared Beasley almost loops it around there in 3 and 4, able to hang on to Christopher Matthews, going to try and capitalize, and he does. Alan Westman needs a good long run of green flag laps to get that outer lane to start working against the 19 of Mike Bruno.
It's one thing you're seeing between those two drivers up front, the 19 of Mike Bruno and the 17 of Alan Westman. They are consistently smooth on their laps each time, getting back to the throttle. And the more consistent you can be here at Lanier Speedway, the better you're going to be off. As you can see, neither one of these guys have had much of a trouble whatsoever tonight spinning off the exit.
We have a caution out on the speedway. And the 62 of David Heise bringing out the yellow as it loops it off of the corner. And that 62 has a lot of damage on it. And the 17 of Alan Westman comes down pit road. This may or may not be a horrible idea here for Alan Westman, running in second. I'm not sure of his fuel situation, but he is the only car on pit road. We have 11 cars on the lead lap. That includes David Heise, as he is on pit road along with Terry Mason, two of the guys in the back.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That should be pretty easy looking to see what's going on there. We'll have to take a look. Maybe he just used up his tires on the outside there. We'll have to find out.
We're coming up to the restart here. The 19 of Mike Bruno is still your leader. Now in second place, the 92 of Christopher Matthews started in the 17th position. Then it'll be the 114 of Jared Beasley, the 81 of Andrew Cardinale, and the 74 of Jesse Mason.
Well, we'll see if it does any good for these boys who went in for a caution to get fresh rubber. We'll see how that turns out for Mike Bruno. Takes the green, and he is gone, off and running, ladies and gentlemen.
Jared Beasley going to look to the inside of the 92 of Christopher Matthews, the 81 of Andrew Cardinale, trying to do the same as Matthews is stuck on the high side, and there's not much he can do about it. Alan Westman goes 3 wide, passes 4 cars in 1 turn.
There's a product of those fresh tires. Maybe he knows something we don't, do we? We're going to have 36 to go next time by, and Alan Westman, oh, the 75 gets turned by the 5 of Jason Alexander as the 75 was stuck up against the wall. There is still no caution on the speedway. And now the caution flag is thrown as the 75 couldn't get his car moving and the leaders come by.
That is a bad situation for the 75 of Terry Mason. He is your point leader right now, and that is not what he wanted to see coming towards the end of this race.
Well, dude, it looked like the 5, Jason Alexander, was coming off exit, caught the left rear of the 75 and turned him right into the wall. Looked like he just got back to the throttle, had to dip off the throttle to straighten the car out when he was getting a little loose off the corner, came in and just gathered him up. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We go back to green. We are going to have about 31 laps to go, 30 to 31 laps of green flag racing here. Well, doesn't look like we've had any takers to pit road this time by of the lead group. So when we restart, we'll restart with Mike Bruno leading us off with Jared Beasley in the 114, followed by the 81 of Andrew Cardinale, the 92 of Christopher Matthews. And it looks like also the number 74... Excuse me. 74 of Jesse Mason in the 6th position, Alan Westman in the number 17.
Now here we go. Pace car looks to pull in, and Mike Bruno is back on the hammer. The green is back out here at Lanier. Right now, Andrew Cardinale trying to challenge Jared Beasley for that second position. He is to his inside.
He had another
and they are now
self-spin by the
door-to-door.
85 on the backstretch, Dewey. It looks like he's turned around and been able to get it going.
We have a caution out on the speedway. It looks like going into turn 1 and 2, the 90 just flat out into the 5 of Jason Alexander. A little bit of drama brewing here tonight at Lanier. Short tracks always seem to bring tempers out. That was a hard lick for the 5 of Jason Alexander. And that may or may not effectively end his evening here at Lanier.
Well, Dewey, that mixes things up. When we go back to green here, we're going to have about 23 laps left of hard racing at Lanier Speedway. Mike Bruno's going to lead us back again. Andrew Cardinale running second, Jared Beasley in third. Alan Westland has made his way back up to fourth after pitting from second position 15 laps ago.
So the lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back underway. We've got 9 cars left in this race. Mike Bruno back on the hammer. We're underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are down to just 9 cars on the track right now, battling. All 9 of those cars are currently on the lead lap as we speak. We've seen a little bit of attrition go on here tonight. We started with 17 drivers down to 9 with just 20 laps to go. Next time by, we will have 19 to go. We got a battle developing right now between the 81 and the 17 in the battle for second place, Dewey.
114 of Jared Beasley, who was running fourth, almost looped it about a lap and a half ago. He got shuffled all the way to the back, but he was able to save it and keep going in the right direction.
One thing we do know, Dewey, as we get going, 15 laps to go next time by, we know that the 17 does have fresher tires than the 81 and the 19 by making that pit stop. Looks like coming out of turn 4, he's going to be at the stripe, pick up second place. He's trying to get by. If he can clear the 81, he can begin to work on the 19 with the better tires. We'll see what happens here, and he does make that clear going into round 3 and turn 3, coming on exit of turn 4. He's all by his lonesome. Now he can focus on the 19.
As Andrew Cardinale tries to hold off the 92 of Christopher Matthews, looks like he will. Everybody kind of running in a single file order right now. Is the only guy that really seemed to get the high side working well is the 17 of Alan Westman, as David Heiser is going to try it again there to try and get around Corey Walters for 5th, but that just did not work. We're coming up to 10 to go here at Lanier. A good race. Mike Bruno has dominated most of the second half of this race, but right now Alan Westman is all over him as the battle for the lead is on.
We got an interesting battle getting up here as the 17, Alan Westman's been able to get right up to that bumper in the center of the corner of 19, Mike Bruno. He's got to back off a little bit. Looks like he's going to cool off his tires a little bit and see if he can't make a run in the next 8 laps.
The 17 of Alan Westman is extremely fast, just cannot find a way around the 19 of Mike Bruno, and the laps are winding down here at Lanier. We've had a great battle door-to-door between Christopher Matthews and Corey Walters right now. And that is for the 4th position, with David Heiser sitting right behind them. Right now, all eyes are up front as the 17 of Alan Westman is trying to find a way around the 19 of Mike Bruno.
19 of Mike Bruno's just running his line, ladies and gentlemen. He definitely doesn't want to give up the bottom. If he does make one little mistake, the 17 is going to be right there to capitalize.
Alan Westman trying everything he can think of to get underneath the 19 of Mike Bruno. And Alan Westman is there in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, they're door-to-door into turns 3 and 4. Alan Westman looking for the lead. With 4 laps to go, they are side by side. This battle is for the lead here at Lanier. A little bit of contact, no harm, no foul. That short track race, and the 17 and the 19 are going to slug it out here to the end.
Door by door each time. The 19's just getting a little bit more momentum from that high side. The 17's got better tires, so we'll see if he can make it stick and clear him here going into turn 3. Again, side by side. Who gets back to the throttle first? That time by it was a photo finish across the line. 2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Alan Westman doing everything he can to try and get the momentum from Mike Bruno here through turns 3 and 4. The white flag is out, 1 to go, and they are side by side. Alan Westman gets a great run. Mike Bruno almost loses it in turn 2. Through turns 3 and 4, for the very first time in the NMNTS, Alan Westman will win. Andrew Cardinale gets into the 19 of Mike Bruno as they were battling for second. That'll give it to Corey Walters.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be just as excited as we are with that finish. That was one heck of a race between Alan Westman and the 17 and the 19 of Mike Bruno.
Alan Westman comes home with the big-time victory here tonight at Lanier. Corey Walters gets the 2nd position, and a great recovery for David Heiser to come home in the 3rd spot here this evening.
That was one heck of a finish, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say there, but it looks like our results are going to be Alan Westman in the number 17 will bring home the checker flag for the first time since he's been racing in NMNTS series. Corey Walters in the 12 will finish 2nd. David Heiser with the top 3 also in the podium finish. Christopher Matthews 4th. 74 Jesse Mason will finish 5th. 818 of Derek Robinson will pick up 6th with Jared Beasley in the 114 7th. Rounding out the top 9 on the lead laps, Andrew Cardinale in 8th and Mike Bruno in the 19.
Well, here with the 3rd place finisher, David Heiser. And David, it was a long night for you. Able to lead some laps early. It kind of fell back, and you're able to battle back up to a third-place finish. Has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. We were able to lead 28 laps there, so that was good. Then the 81 got it into the back of us on 2 consecutive corners, ended up spinning me around. So back in the pack, tried to come up through the field a little too quick, caused some self spins, and then got it straightened out for the last 30 laps or so, and was able to come in third.
Yeah, David, that was one heck of a run by you after that spin, recovering the way you did. We saw you jet right back up through to the top 5 and then being able to finish HRL Motorsports tonight, finishing first and third. Congratulations on that run, dude. Coming back as far as you did and hard did you drive. Anybody you want to thank out there?
Yeah, just like in qualifying, want to thank my teammates. Alan came out with the win tonight, so I'm really happy for him. And we just keep getting better, so we got to keep the momentum going and look for good things to come. I also want to thank you guys for all you do.
Well, great job again. Go celebrate that third place stop or that third place podium finish, sir, with your teammates. And we're looking forward to watching you again tomorrow night as we run again here in the NMNTS series.
All right. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was our third place finisher for HRL Motorsports. David Heisa, running in the number 62 machine, had one solid run tonight. Dewey, looks like we're ready to go with our second place driver. Were you able to track him down?
Here with Corey Walters. And Corey, congratulations on the second place. I know it was a hard-fought race for you here this evening, and you're able to come home in second after some last corner drama.
Well, man, that's short track racing. You know how it goes. It was a fun night, mostly, I guess. Just edge of your seat driving all night long because you never know what's going to happen in front of you.
That is for sure. We could see that up here in the booth big time. That was something else. But that's what you got to do right there is keep up on the wheel and be paying a hell of a lot of attention. You got to have total focus to be able to finish good here at Lanier.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just glad I took it home second. I just want to thank my teammates, Mike Bruno. I hate how it ended for you tonight, bud. But, the way it goes, I guess. Michael Redding, the boss. Too bad Tyler wasn't here tonight. He probably would have been up front with us, but, that's the way it is.
Yeah, definitely. Congrats on the second place finish. It was a lot of fun watching your teammate there, Mike Bruno, run with Alan Westman the last 5 laps side by side, trying to get it set up. But go out and celebrate that second place finish tonight with your teammates. Have some fun. And we look forward to running into you tomorrow night in the NMNTS series.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate all you guys are doing. And Dega's going to be a fun night for sure.
That it will. One of my favorite tracks. I'm looking forward to covering that race for you all tomorrow. And good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was our second place finisher, Corey Walters. Now coming in, Dewey is tracking down our broadcast first-time winner tonight, Alan Westman. Alan Westman is our winner. Dewey, were you able to pick him up?
And now here with tonight's winner, Alan Westman. And Alan, congratulations on the victory. I know this was a long time coming here with the NMNTS, and we were all kind of questioning what was going on when you pitted there with not too long to go, but that turned out to work right into your favor. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Dewey. I was catching Bruno, so I figured if I went in to get new tires, hopefully I got the track position, and hopefully I could have held them off till the end.
Alan, heck of a run. It was fun watching you run out there tonight. You figured out the high side. You want to tell us about that? Yeah,
I figured I'd try something other than everybody else so I can get around some people. Turned out the higher line worked kind of well for me. I was making a position and getting my way back up to the front.
Well,
it was a really loose race car tonight.
No doubt. Congratulations on your first win here in the NMNTS Series. Happens here in the Disabled Military Vets Racing League for the ARCA Series. Anybody you want to thank out there tonight?
I want to thank my team on HRL. I want to thank you guys up in the booth. And
Alrighty, Alan. Well, thank you for joining us here in the booth. And once again, congratulations on the big time victory here tonight. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night.
thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, congratulations. Go celebrate with your boys tonight down your team HRL, and that'll do it for us tonight, Dewey. I'm going to turn it over to you for some closing remarks.
I want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in to the broadcast tonight on YouTube. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. That always helps out a lot. We are also on Facebook at nobreaks.tv. If you want to check out our Facebook, the NMNTS is on Facebook as well. Make sure you check them out. You keep up with the points that's going on right now, as all 3 series are heading towards a series champion, and all the updates for the 2018 racing season.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, want to touch base on a couple housekeeping issues tonight. Big thanks to our sponsors who join us week in, week out here in the Sunday night NMNTS ARCA Series presented by Disabled Military Vets Racing. First and foremost, I want to thank BA Graphics and TN Designs. They're out there creating a lot of the paints for these drivers out here, and they're sponsoring these races as well. So thank you guys for always being on board. Also want to give a big shout out to SimSpec PC Towers, those boys over there. Ken Yonce and John Barron do one heck of a job, ladies and gentlemen, providing you with PC towers for anything, any type of sim that you're looking for in the simulator, whether it's farming, flight, or racing. Go check them out at www.simspec.com. They have an incredible amount of products that they can offer you to get you started in the right direction and head in the right direction wherever you want to go in the sim world. That being said, I also want to say a big shout out to Oil Can Hancock's Quality Goods. Go check them out at www.oilcanhancocks.com. You got a significant other out there that you're looking to provide them with a neat little gift for Christmas and the holidays coming up. Make sure you go onto their website and use the code Thunder17 to get yourself a little discount when buying. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again to our sponsors. All and foremost, ladies and gentlemen watching us tonight and tuning it in, one heck of a race we got to watch tonight here, presented again by the NMNTS Series. For No Breaks TV, Tom Jenks up in the booth, Dewey Orzel, I'm Tom Vanas. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you tomorrow night. Same time, 8 p.m. Central, we will be going live again for the NMNTS Series Monday Night Thunder Series from Talladega. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you tomorrow.